firstly, affordable housing, and we need to win over residents to actually appreciate that there's a bad perception about affordable housing, possibly, in that it's a lower standard, and also that your residents might be also a lower standard. Sorry, I'm not front of it. But we need to do more with actually getting the communities to do plans on what their actual needs are for affordable housing. Fuel poverty. We thought that maybe the high prices of houses in this area and the fact that wages generally, unless you move out of an area and move to Southampton, London or other places, that the wages are quite low, and this could be one of the reasons why there's fuel poverty. And also that the older residents perhaps won't come forward to claim any benefits that they're allowed to, or use some of their savings, in fact, to actually keep their houses warmer. So that was the second point, fuel poverty. And the third one was the core strategy which came into it. Wiltshire seems to have done an awful lot of work on sort of working out where the best houses could be put. We feel that there should be general consensus that what was worked out from the core strategy is good, that there should be slower infill in a lot of areas, and that some of the small villages could take more housing than they've actually been allocated. And there is a fear that there's going to be influence from developers to override the numbers that we've been allocated for.
Okay, thank you.
Environment table, three key issues that I think we finally managed to agree upon. Within the community plan, there wasn't any mention of the low water quality, which had come out through the joint strategic assessment. So they'd like to put that into the plan. And then the actions from that is to work with the Environment Agency to improve water quality, as they have quite stringent targets coming in through Europe, to try and identify where the problem areas are, the specific rivers, and then try to work out what perhaps might be causing them, potential areas of catchment sensitive farming. And then we have an expert on the table with drainage, so who also talks about septic tanks as well, both the commercial garage ones and in our own homes. So that was the water quality. The second one related to the SSSI sites and the countrywide sites as well. Really wanting to take some action on to assess these, and again it was pointed out through the Wiltshire Wildlife Trust representative that they have one officer, and I can't remember how many hundreds or thousands of sites out there. So we talked about maybe as an action from that to train and recruit volunteers through specific projects. Through that discussion came the fact that there are projects out there already. So it was what we'd like to put into the action on the plan is that that people get to know about these projects and how local communities can get involved, get trained up, start to report and assess their local wildlife areas. So just bringing all the information together and through the area boards, making sure that's going out into the communities and getting people on board. And then I think finally the third one that we may have agreed upon was allotments, which became quite a heated discussion on food security. We have several parish councils sitting around the table at the moment, some with quite well-established allotments, some with allotments that are going but not too sure where they're going with it, another with some land to do something with but need some money and resources. So we kind of talked about the importance of the community's understanding that they need to start becoming more resilient and growing their own food, but then perhaps that we had such local people around our table that we could share our experience residences through that, and through that came the importance of having rainwater harvesting within our allotment sites, making use of what's falling out of the sky. I think that was about it.
Brilliant.